the stimulus bill is nearly 6,000 pages long, and as always, the case when it comes to Congress is chock full of so much junk. So what's the deal? I mean, and more importantly, how much will it help the economy, if at all? I want to bring in Walser Wealth Management's Rebecca Walser. You know, Rebecca, it's hard maybe even to call it a stimulus deal, right? Maybe you can say it saves part of the economy. Listen, I know you're a fiscal conservative, so I'm not sure if you would have approved for any of this if you were a lawmaker, but if you had a chance to vote, I'm sure you would also cut out some of the things that are just plain old looting of the American public.
Charles, it's unbelievable. Obviously, we needed airline. We got $15 billion for the airlines, $15 billion for movie theaters, but only $284 billion and $166 billion direct for small businesses and direct to residents of the United States. So if you add that up, that's $450 billion direct payments to American people that need help. And that is over a $2.3 trillion total package. So that's not even 20%. Where is everything else going if it's not going to the American people? Outside of the airlines, outside of the movie theaters, we knew that certain industries would need help, right, because they've been shut down. But we're talking about $1.4 billion for the Asian Reassurance Initiative Act, $135 million to Burma, to Cambodia, to Nepal. What are we, the saviors of the world? But yeah, we don't care. We'll toss our small businesses and our medium-sized businesses to the side. This is just unbelievable. And it's not just fiscal conservatives, Charles, to your point, that are making this argument. This is so full of pork projects that it's bacon. I don't know what else to call it. It's unbelievable.
So, you know, we heard Mitch McConnell in a soundbite before I introduced you, and he says if there's another bill, he will insist that there's protection for small businesses and liability protection for universities and so forth. But he said that before this bill, and I got to tell you, Rebecca, it's my sense that they're going to push another one of these come late January or early February, and the trade-off will be liability protection and states get a major bailout. How do you feel about that?
Oh, wow. That is a big problem. So, you know, obviously we're talking about civil liability. We're talking about the area of tort law. And in torts, you must prove causation. And that is a huge problem. Proving causation. How can you ever prove where you actually picked up the virus? But here's the problem. It's just like what Christine was saying on her piece. What happens is a tort lawyer sends, or a civil liability lawyer sends a really aggressively worded letter demanding payment, and you don't feel like hiring a lawyer, you don't feel like, you know, dealing with it, so you are basically blackmailed into sending a payment to settle the case. Because to actually prove that the business or the institution or wherever you are is what caused your virus, for you to get it, it would be very hard. But yet we shouldn't even have to go through that. Congress should be saying this is a virus from China that the world over is experiencing. Therefore, liability does not sit at any one retailer or business or shop or hospital or emergency room or anything. And we can't sue everybody. But the tort, bar is just not wanting that to happen. And they have a very strong lobby in Washington. And this is not protective of small businesses, medium-sized businesses. We need to get our country back again. Don't make businesses afraid to open. It's impossible. The odds are just horrible, Charles, of businesses that are entrepreneurial spirited. They're either closed down or when they're reopened, now they've got to face liability for a virus that came from China and is everywhere. Makes no sense.
Yeah, I just read a moment ago where Massachusetts is going to have all businesses go to 25% capacity for at least 2 weeks. So it's getting worse, to your point, not better. Rebecca, really appreciate it. We'll see you soon, and have a great
Charles.
Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Meanwhile, White House